Hello YouTubers, as you can see it's snowing inside, so I had to put on my freshly finished of Loom knit cowl as a scuddy. So ridiculous. When you see the upload, the picture is just so ridiculous. But here it is, super chunky, super warm. And I just had to show you this. That is the next finished tutorial. Actually it's just editing right now. Here it is, in its the colors are funny on screen, but hey, that's the way it goes. I can't help that. Matching my hat and matching my jumper. So now I have almost a complete set. The only other thing necessary, if I want to do those, but I haven't got enough yarn left in the same color, is mittens or fingerless mitts with a cap on, with a hood on. So I haven't got enough yarn for that. So I hope you're going to enjoy that tutorial. That is, as I say, it's editing right now. I'm saving it and it'll be put up most probably tonight. It is already afternoon and I am terribly thirsty. I've just noticed I am terribly thirsty. I have no tea made and I'm spitting feathers, as they say, or as the saying goes, that way around. Today is Friday, late afternoon, and as you have seen, or maybe not, I've done a humongous shout out for a lot of the channels that are crafters and crocheters, spinners, weavers, loomers, you name it, ones that I know of. I don't watch them all regularly because it's just too much. Others have been doing nothing but watching YouTube all day long. But I have listed them anyway. Please support please support, because it's important that we don't get thrown out of YouTube just because we're not following the massive guidelines of what YouTube wants. So I'm against that anyway. Right, lots of us have good things to say and a lot of things to say. It's not just all waffle, and it's not all just about the finished project or look how good I am, but you can actually learn the odd tip. Even if you have been crafting for a long while, I'll say crafting or doing yarn crafts in general, you can pick up, even as an oldie so to speak, you can pick up new tips. That is why I love watching some of these YouTubes. Sometimes I sit there and binge watch. If there's nothing on television, which is rather frequent, then I binge watch YouTube. And there you go. Well, today has been quite a day. Let me see, where shall I start? The weather this morning looked pretty promising here in the UK, in Bedfordshire. However, as the day went on, it got more grey by the hour. Thank goodness it didn't rain, but it's getting colder as well. So we're back to grey and grey. Not very nice. The dogs enjoy the weather though, they don't mind a bit of cold or grey. We went down the bottom of the hills today and walked. They enjoyed that. Oh, and the longhorn cattle, they were making noise, they were mooing. They'd not heard that before. The farmer had come round to give them some extra nutritional feed, and they were so excited. They were running from one side of the hill down to the trough, following the farmer with his bucket. That was so fun. I didn't have my phone with me to record it. The dogs didn't know what to do with that, with all the noise and what was going on. It was so funny. Yeah, and then I've had an annoyance. I think this has been now 3 years back. About 3 years back, maybe 2.5 years. Every morning when I walked out onto my drive, out the front door onto my drive to get to the road and go out walking, there was a pile of dog poop, excuse my word, dog poop, in the middle of my drive. Not outside by the pavement, on the side of the pavement, or on the grassy bits by the pavement. No, in the middle of my drive. Well, that went on 2.5 years ago. That went on for about nearly 3 weeks. Every day I had to pick up someone else's dog poop in the middle of my drive, on my property basically. So not even on the side or just outside my property, no, on my property. This morning, same thing. This is now the third time in 3 days it's happened. So I don't know who's walking their dog again and letting it poop exactly again on the same spot on my drive on the property. It's really annoying. I know it can happen once or twice that you haven't got enough bags with you and the dog needs to go and it slips off into into the property because there are no gates per se. It can happen, but not for 3 weeks and now 3 days in a row again. That is rude. You don't do that. You don't just leave it there. So my rant is over. Big breath. My rant is over. Yeah, so I have been thinking a lot about, I don't know, people here on YouTube do a lot of vlogs. My problem with vlogs is this: I'm not the person that does a regular vlog. I do a video when and as if I can, and also I'm not exactly the most chatty person, so I can't think of subjects just like that to talk about. So I might do a more regular vlog, just talking about things that have happened during the day and so on and so forth. I don't know, should I do it? But I don't think I have got that many interesting things to talk about. I don't know. Would be nice if you'd comment down below if you think I should do, or try at least. I wouldn't want to promise to do one every day. That would be virtually impossible when James is back. Virtually impossible, unless I do it really early in the morning before he gets up. But then he'll be thinking I've gone crazy talking to myself. Having said that, I do that sometimes anyway, so maybe there's no difference. The crazy lady with the dogs that talks to herself. Oh, yes. Right. Well, what has been going on? Let me think. So as I say, I'm trying to put up more tutorials as long as I can of different things. Now, I haven't done one for the Addy knitting machine for quite a while, and I know people wanted to see those. I haven't done one in crochet for a while. I think the last one was actually the beret. As far as I remember, it was the beret. I don't know. Do you want to see more tutorials on different things? Are you interested in some of the cooking stuff? I mean, I put up some vegan, the vegan creamer the other day. Not that I'm vegan or vegetarian, but I don't like dairy, and sometimes sometimes I like the vegan recipes and so on. So I substitute stuff. Would you like to see some things like that? Baking? I've done the baking one. Oh, by the way, I did that baking recipe again the other day, and I noticed now why it didn't look as if they hadn't risen, because I put far too little into the little cup. If I had put the cup halfway or a bit more, then it would have gone over the lip. So it didn't look as if it was risen, but it had risen actually. So yeah, and I did put them in for 20 minutes instead of 25 minutes. That did make a humongous difference. Bang on. So that was too much of, well, what else? Oh yes, people have been asking me, what do you do? Well, I work from home. I take care of my husband. I take care of the house, but I'm not a housewife per se. I work with aloe vera products from home. I've been doing that for now, let me think, must be near 25 years. No, longer than that, I think already. Well, more than 25 years anyway. And as my pension plan, as I don't have a pension plan as such, because I don't really believe in pension plans that get less and less and less and less. By the time you need it, there's nothing left or hardly anything paid out. So I buy in silver as a tangible asset. Yeah, that's what I do. So that's my pension plan. If you have any questions to that, you can comment below or private message me, either here on YouTube or on my Ravelry. I check Ravelry most probably once a day, as I don't have a group going, but when I'm posting on things or adding on tips to my projects or adding projects as I go along, then yeah, I put that into Ravelry. So I do check my Ravelry. Yeah, and then I do my crafts and I sell the hats, the scarves, the dolls, the reborns. I do sell reborns. Well, these are my last ones because my eyesight is now not good enough to do the hair. I can do it, but it's not good enough now to do it really, really fine, because you have to do one hair at a time, and it's literally like that. So I can't do that anymore. It's too strenuous for me, and especially if the light conditions aren't right, then it just will look messy and not on. So yeah, so I did reborns, knitting, crochet, weaving. I haven't woven for quite a while. Why? I don't know. Most probably because I'm project driven and I want something finished quick, and weaving doesn't go quick. Although having said that, loom knitting is actually very relaxing. Yes, it takes longer than actual knitting, but it's a nice change. It's a nice change. I actually enjoyed it a lot, doing something else and still having the effect of knitting and or crochet. Did you know that you can also have a mock crochet stitch with loom knitting? Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that if you want to see it. So yeah, so loom knitting. And I think why I got a big loom as well, one of the S looms, or what do they call them now, S or Infinity, or Serenity was the original, I think. Serenity loom. I don't mind doing blankets on that. Knitting a blanket, oh my goodness. And or crocheting a blanket. I know my last one was the tartan one that I put the tutorial up as well. The tartan plaid one. But oh my goodness, it takes too long. And it's a lot of work. And it doesn't seem ever to end or finish. Yes, I enjoy it. But not for something that I have to do like, I don't know. How long did that tartan blanket take me? I mean, considering that I can't do it every day, but I try to do it every day, at least a couple of rows or so. It took me, I think, 3 months. That's way too long. It's way too long. No, I prefer smaller projects. And projects where I can learn. You know, I like challenging myself. So yeah, the next challenge, it was a challenge doing jumpers, because I had the same problem with jumpers in the beginning. They took too long, but now I've got a bit faster in knitting and in crochet. It's easier, so I don't mind doing jumpers now, especially not if there's at least a pattern that breaks off the monotony. Yeah. But I think on the loom I won't expect it to finish soon, so from that point of view it doesn't really matter. I think my camera's gone a bit fuzzy because the lights conditions are going down. I'm gonna have to switch the light on, and here we go, it goes back to yellow. That's what I say, that's what happens. Yeah, I look weird now, but it doesn't matter. I'm just talking, so from that point of view it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so blankets on a loom I don't mind, and or scarves. I have the same problem with scarves. If it's something that's super long, I get bored very quick, and then it lies in the corner for ages. But with the loom I don't expect it to go quick, so it's different. So maybe I'll get into making blankets again. Or at least baby blankets. Yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't thought about it. Oh, on that subject, I did want to mention, I don't know if I mentioned it on the last video, that these looms, they have these holes in here so that you can put extra pegs in, so that if you haven't got chunky yarn, you can use regular yarn. Not fine knit, I wouldn't necessarily say sock yarn. I don't know, I haven't tried it with sock yarn. Maybe I should, or maybe I'll do a little a tester. Yeah, maybe I should do that. So yeah, so I bought those. That one doesn't always have to take the super chunky yarn. I don't often have chunky yarn in the house, and chunky yarn I do have in the house I have to dye first, which I don't mind, but then I have to have a specific project in mind and know exactly how much yarn I'm going to dye and what for and how much of it. Yeah. What else has been happening? There's a big silence. There you go. You see, I don't know. That is it. So I think I have waffled enough for today. The weekend's weather's supposed to be horrible again, so I will be sitting in and I will be knitting again on my leggings. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to knitting on my leggings again, because I have been doing the loom knitting in the meantime, wanting to get the tutorial finished for you guys, because once I'm on it I want to stay on it excuse me, and not push it out for too long. That's my throat getting dry. As I said, I'm wanting to drink something really. And then shall I start my crochet project? Shall I dare to do so? I think maybe yes. I think so. I'm really excited, but apprehensive at the same time. Do you get that as well? Because I'm really pushing the boat out with that. Number one, I've never made a top that way. Never done a shaped top. Not like that. I've done one in you know, where you do back and front and sleeves separate. Yes, I can do that. But doing it sideways and shaping, ooh, and it's quite a big project. I think I might just go and do it. Just do it. Because I was afraid of the leggings. I had those in my Ravelry wish list. If you say wish list or queue, I had, well, not really in the queue, because it's not really a pattern per se. Although I did think about the West Knits one. I don't know what he called them, fancy pants or something like that. I did have those in, and they were in there for what, a year or so, and I just didn't dare doing them. And I just thought, okay, now sit down and just do it. Get on with it. So I'll show you again. Oh, I'll show you again. The short cap, the cap sleeve top, that's what it's called. The cap sleeve top. It's crocheted sideways. I can't even get my head round that, just reading that. It says advanced beginner. I don't know what I am. I have no idea. I can do quite a lot of stitches. And I've done quite a few granny squares and things like that. And advanced beginner. Shall I do it? I think I shall. I think I'll try at least to understand the pattern a bit and cast on my swatch, because I've got to cast on the swatch. I'll do that. I'll definitely do that. I'm just hoping now that the yarn that I've got upstairs is fitting to the one that they want, as in from the swatching. And if it's not, if it's thinner than they want, and I've got to go down and I've got to adjust the needle size and the swatch that it fits, then I hope I will have enough yarn upstairs. Oh, this is exciting. Yeah, I think I've talked myself into that one. I think I will give it a go. Give it a go, give it a go. Yeah. Well, I've got to stretch my knowledge again. So I've got to do something new. I think yes. Can't just stick to making jumpers. Okay, my jumpers are always self-made anyway. Hardly any are from patterns. Yeah, I'll do that. So I will be back with you soon with the tutorial of the cowl. I have another tutorial in mind, maybe for the rainbow loom, and then we'll see if we get on with the short cap sleeve top. That's what it's called. I don't know why I always want to say short sleeve cap. Anyway, I will be back to you soon. Goodbye. This was Maya, broadcasting from the UK. Broadcasting, that sounds posh, doesn't it? Anyway, from the UK. Thank you for coming and watching my little ramble on the internet. Thank you for subscribing if you are a new subscriber. Thank you for coming again and listening to me if you are someone who had already subscribed. See you soon. Bye bye.